television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it. But you didn't do it.
Stephen A. Smith openly shared his thoughts, criticizing the WNBA for not properly supporting Caitlin Clark. He believes the league is missing a big opportunity by not promoting one of its top rising stars. Supporters of Caitlin Clark can comment, CC is the GOAT, to show their encouragement.
You were a bit hesitant and reluctant and resistant to it. So much so you didn't push for her to be on Team USA. So much so you had people like Cheryl Swoops who didn't even want to mention her name.
There has been hesitation and resistance in fully supporting her. It reached a point where efforts were not made to include her in Team USA. Some individuals, like Cheryl Swoops, even avoided mentioning her name directly.
Then are you willing to admit how stupid it was for y'all not to go all in speaking your piece to elevate Caitlin Clark? So therefore even more attention could have come and y'all could have reaped the benefits? Now you're gonna do it anyway, and I get that, but you see my point?
Just imagine. A player so exciting and impactful that she's filling arenas and setting TV records even before her professional career begins. Caitlin Clark isn't just skilled. She represents the kind of star women's basketball has long needed. Yet instead of fully embracing her, the WNBA's support has seemed half-hearted. Fans are left wondering, how can a league claim to want growth while treating its brightest star like any other player?
And everybody talk about other WNBA players not being appreciated. Nobody insulted them. Nobody dismissed their contribution. We were simply saying, despite the contributions for years and years and years, a lot of people didn't care. Fair or not. Until Caitlin Clark came.
Stephen A. wasn't just pointing out a missed marketing opportunity, he was issuing a serious warning. The WNBA stands at a crucial moment. If they fail to properly support Caitlin Clark's rise, they won't just lose publicity, they might miss the greatest growth opportunity in the league's history. If the lukewarm support continues, the question won't be what did they overlook, but rather, what did they give away?
But if you went the opposite direction, it could have helped that much and facilitated you being in an even stronger position to get yours. But you didn't do it. You didn't do it. Wow.
When Stephen A. speaks, it's never just noise, it's a statement. This time, he didn't hold back. Taking aim at the WNBA's top leadership, including Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and long-standing figures like Cheryl Swoops, instead of championing the next generation, he accused them of behaving more like jealous gatekeepers than pioneers.
They were going to let her know she was Rookie of the Year with a phone call in Connecticut during a practice before a playoff game. You can't make this up.
Look at how the league responded, or failed to respond, to Caitlin Clark's growing list of honors. She's been named to Forbes 30 Under 30, Sports Business Journal's Sports Person of the Year, AP's Female Athlete of the Year, Times Athlete of the Year, and the list just keeps expanding. She's a once-in-a-generation talent drawing national attention to women's basketball, pulling the WNBA into the spotlight with her. And yet, from the league's leadership, silence. No major advertising campaigns, no major push to celebrate her achievements. No, this is our time message from the top. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert seems content to watch from the sidelines, as if simply being a bystander in Caitlin's rise is enough. And don't even get started on how the league handled her Rookie of the Year win. Past rookies received big events, media coverage, and real fanfare. Caitlin, she got a phone call. That's it. The biggest name in women's basketball in years, and they treated it like a robocall from a pharmacy. Fans saw through it. They were frustrated. They didn't need Stephen A. to point it out. They were already speaking up loud and clear.
It elevated television ratings, it elevated attendance, and it damn sure elevated franchise value. But now, something that y'all resisted talking about, opining about, acknowledging.
The real question is, why is this happening? Why is a league that claims to want more attention acting as if it's uncomfortable with the spotlight, especially when that spotlight is on its biggest star ever? Why the cold, passive-aggressive attitude toward the very player who's bringing in millions of new fans? It feels as if they're afraid of success unless it fits their preferred narrative. Stephen A's rant wasn't just another hot take. It was the truth that people have been quietly speaking for months. And he didn't. Stop it, Caitlin Clark. He called out the entire system. This isn't just about one missed marketing opportunity. It's about a league that seems clueless about how to handle a superstar who refuses to fit into their outdated playbook.
Some haterade in the league in regards to Clark, starting with WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops herself.
Most major sports leagues are built around their biggest stars. Just look at how the NBA revolves around players like LeBron James and Steph Curry. But the WNBA? They found a unicorn in Caitlin Clark and somehow decided to leave her to fend for herself. She's breaking attendance records and pulling in TV ratings that many women's sports have never seen. And yet, the league treats her like a challenge to manage, rather than the golden opportunity she clearly...
I said Caitlin Clark, rising tide lifts all boats. As much as her presence was maximized by the WNBA, you players could have done more to assist.
That's exactly why Stephen A's comments hit so hard. The stakes are high. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about the future of the WNBA. Fans are calling for real leadership. They want someone in charge who understands the moment, who isn't afraid to fully back the superstar standing right in front of them. Because if the league keeps mishandling this moment, it won't just slow down momentum, it could send everything backwards. Stephen A didn't speak out because he's against the league. He did it because he wants to see it succeed. But success requires more than just social media posts and empty slogans. The WNBA needs direction, purpose, and true leadership.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one.
Speaking of weak leadership, let's talk about Kathy Engelbert's latest attempt at damage control. When the commissioner finally got some major national exposure on shows like 60 Minutes and CNBC's Power Lunch, fans and players were hoping for real answers, some vision, maybe even a little enthusiasm. Instead, she delivered the verbal equivalent of a shrug. No urgency, no passion, just corporate jargon that made everyone question if she even watches the games. During her 60 Minutes interview, Engelbert was asked an easy question. What do you think about Caitlin Clark's impact? This was her chance to stand behind the brightest star the league has had in years, but instead she gave one of the most disappointing answers possible. No league is about one player.
You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlin Clark's name out of that soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that. Stop.
They're afraid to give Caitlin Clark too much attention, which is absurd because right now, the WNBA's entire marketing strategy should revolve around her and her teammates. Imagine if the NBA had responded to Michael Jordan's rise with, "Hey, we're bigger than MJ. Good luck with that." By acting like Caitlin isn't the main draw, Engelbert and her team aren't just missing a massive opportunity, they're insulting fans who know exactly who's bringing them to games, getting them to watch, and generating the buzz around. The WNBA.
White, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. It's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago.
And Caitlin Clark gets hit with a technical. After
I got a technical for basically being mad at myself because I missed the three and then I went and hit the backboard and he told me it was disrespectful to the game of basketball.
The one thing as a very long-term sports fan I know is that officiating and refereeing is always at the top of a fan's list, of the media's list. Obviously not every, they're humans.
Don't tell me Caitlin Clark gets a special whiff so ever again One call was an ejection and the other was a common foul. Now, let's replay this one more damn time. So I can see right here. This was the exact same damn play. Look, same play, bro. Look
Bridges
at
the
this.
miss.
Are you serious?
The rebound.
Right
He
here?
discarded
Boom.
LaMelo.
Same play.
Flushed by Williams at
Same
half
play.
court.
Now, Grant Williams was ejected for that.
Nobody wants to believe that this league could actually be that dense. Professional league, guys. We're not talking about a rec league. We're not talking about even a high school team. Nobody believes that anybody is that clueless.
Such an incredible moment on a global scale for our game, for our players.
It's like the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like there's so many people that are showing up in fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really, I think we're just scratching. We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before. And it kind of takes your breath away at points.